I bought this broken Wii from Goodwill. I want to repair it. Let's see what we learn. This thing's pretty gross. It looks like somebody's tried to get in here before. I don't think they did, but it looks like they gave an effort because all the screws have been at least looked at. And then of course we're missing all the panels because why wouldn't we? So let's get this guy disassembled. He's going to need a good thorough clean. I need to get to the disk drive. Hopefully we don't need to replace one. I know that most Wiis have bad disk drive. Oh, somebody has definitely been in this before. I don't even need my screwdriver. That's ridiculous. I mean, you guys couldn't see it, but I could. If you have watched somebody work on a Wii before, or you've worked on one yourself, you know what I'm about to get into. There's about 1 million screws that hold these things together. When they made it, they wanted to make it as compact as possible. They actually originally wanted it to be the size of 3 DVD cases. The battery is a 2032. It's a 3-volt. I'll test that later. He says, definitely not forgetting. You guys like this camera angle? Hey, we'll definitely need to clean this up a bit. Oh my god, this stuff is so sticky. I'm gonna have to like thoroughly clean my tools when I'm done on this. This stuff is so messy. We are in there, baby. Honestly, the dust is not as bad as I anticipated. It's obviously not been cleaned, but I've seen worse. Man, the fan's really not bad. I mean, I gotta clean that, but it's really not bad. There is one thing I've learned so far, it's with these used consoles. They are so gross. Trip this gate. Perfect. And I finally got to the thing that I want to. So what's wrong with it? I mean, it's dirty. See, in that spring, there's some gunk. Now, here is my theory. Wow. No, forget my theory. This thing is so dirty. Okay, so I need to clean this. This is disgusting. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start by cleaning this entire housing. I need to disassemble the guy more. So I'm going to start by cleaning the entire housing. I'll clean off the LEDs or the laser as well, because I did manage to get it to take a disc at one point, which took forever. But even then, it still didn't read it. So I don't know if I have a case of a bad motor. I don't know if the laser is bad. I will say the laser doesn't look dirty. But now we can admire the gunk a bit more. There's plenty. But I mean, the laser doesn't look bad to me. Man, these mechanisms really can't move. So this was my theory. It was right in here. Anyways, so this mechanism keeps pressure on the discs. If somebody leaves a disc in there for too long, it'll apply this upwards pressure, which that upwards pressure is what makes this move in line with the spindle right here. So if you leave a disc in there for too long, it bends the wrong way for too long, and now it's not able to apply pressure to get the disc on the spindle so that it actually spins. So oftentimes with these disk drives, you just have to bend this guy back towards me a bit. Okay, so with most of the dust blown off, here's the things that I need to do. This roller needs to be cleaned. This band is tight, but it could probably use some cleaning. And then the roller that the disc comes in on, that needs to get cleaned too. Yeah, that's too dirty. So he's got to get wiped down. So I'm just going to take a Q-tip with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to wipe him down a bit. I'm just going to try to get in here a little bit. I don't want to wipe any grease that's supposed to be there off. I don't know what grease is supposed to be there. And I'm going to grab some of this hair. Now let's clean the spindle. I'd really like to get the rest of this hair out. I'm going to get this reassembled enough for us to test. I've done this backwards. Gosh darn it. This is a good camera angle for you guys, right? I need this propped up just a little bit. Thanks. All right, there's an LED on. So we'll push the power button. That happened, which is the same sound it was making before. So this guy's freely spinning. What's the problem? And then if I hit eject, what happens? He violently spins, it still doesn't eject. Do I need to test this with this top off? Let's see. It now takes a disc. Sort of. Oh no. So it can't get all the way back. So right now this won't even let me. So what's the mechanism that controls that? It's gotta be this. Right. The channel isn't called Matt Knows Things. So let's just see what happens.
Okay, so here's the deal. I spend probably an hour blaming it on a whole bunch of different things. I'll leave some cuts in, but I'm just going to tell you there's nothing wrong with this top bit, and I spent like 20 minutes on it.
You slot into here. This piece goes here. We hit our power button. This is the sound I'm hearing. That sounds really bad, doesn't it? I'm gonna hit the eject button. That sounds like there's something in these gears. So I haven't got to the problem yet. There's more gears even further back here. Let me see if they spin. They all spin. Should this move any more than that? That's what I thought. This somehow has something to do with the height of the disc. Maybe these just aren't cleaned enough. Maybe that's my issue? I don't know. There's a stopper right here. I think this is supposed to seat all the way back on it, but it doesn't. As far as how far forward it's supposed to go, it catches. Why does it catch? It catches because of a spring back here. So I need to remove this board to get a better look at this. Oh, what's that? Are you dirty? Oh, check that out. What's that stuff? Is this spider webs? Don't make me disassemble this to deal with spiders. I don't understand why this isn't working. I refuse to accept that the answer is just need to replace it. Because that sucks. What do the springs control? They keep something tight. Obviously, they're springs, Matthew. We're going to use canned air until our problem goes away. I'm starting to get a little hypothesis here. Dirt has magically solved my problems more times than not. Well, I've done nothing but blow more dust off, but let's see if that magically fixed it. I really want to get onto the cleaning part of this. Let's see what the gears do now. They're so loud. Am I missing grease? Is that the component here? It's trying to align it, but it cannot. So I'm experiencing something mechanical in nature. That's not a screwdriver? If we still don't get there, like I said, I'm gonna go look at other people who have actually repaired one of these. And I'll closely pay attention to not only what they do, but also if theirs looks different than mine. Because ever since birth, mine has always looked different than everybody else's. The worst part about editing this is going to be watching all of these attempts over and over. In reading through a whole bunch of comments on a really old thread, on some really old forum, and I don't even know what it was, somebody mentioned that you need to make sure that the motor is aligned. So this right here comes straight off the motor and controls all these gears. And apparently the gears know when something is fully inserted or fully ejected, right? If they are not aligned properly, then it won't fully take a disc. I think that's our issue. So if we just pull this piece of rubber, and you watch, you'll see that when I pull it this direction, all the gears move. But when I just pull it this way, they stop after a while. So that's what we want. We want it to stop moving. So that now means that it's aligned. And in theory, I can reassemble this thing. No! Really? There's a gear somewhere in here that just isn't receiving enough power. So that wasn't our issue. I started testing this on its own without the top on and just would put this on the unit itself. Doing that, I learned the top isn't actually my issue, it's definitely the bottom. So I watched somebody else working on one of these doing open heart surgery. And for them, when it actually grabs the disc to spin it, this comes all the way over here. And mine locks right here. Well, this is connected to this, and then you might be able to see is connected to this piece, and then also a piece in here. So obviously, that's a problem. And then I noticed that there's this round notch. So this is supposed to come all the way over here. So something is blocking my track in here. Yeah, that's supposed to click down like that. It currently thinks the disc is in there, right? So if I power this on, the laser's moving. That's new. I've now changed the way that it's broken. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's new. That hasn't happened before. So now, I just need to reintroduce this gear. Why does reintroducing this break it all? Is it this? It might be. And just to be sure, yep. So now we can't do anything because of this. Man, really? It's the exact same problem. I consulted my guidance counselor, and they told me that I should try a known working drive and see if I can isolate what the problem is. I did that. I got a working drive. I overnighted it to myself because I didn't want this taking up space on my bench for a month, because I have a theory. I watched like 30 repair videos yesterday of people working on Wii disk drives, and I saw a lot of different problems, but I only saw 2 people that had the same problem that I did, and they both got as far as I did, guessing what the problem is, or at least isolating the component, but they never quite figured it out, so they just replaced the drive. And I'm stubborn, and I'm stupid. So this guy right here is the component that I'm pretty sure is my issue. This top gear has a little crack in it, which when I watched everybody else's videos, I saw that regularly, even when they were experiencing different issues. So I don't know if that's a crack, I don't know if that's a manufacturer, I don't know if it's a feature, I don't know what it is. But when this isn't in, this mechanism works as it's supposed to. When this is in, it doesn't. So something's wrong here, and he makes a lot of noise. So what I want to know is that if I remove this, these don't spin. Ah! This spins. That is not supposed to spin. So if I put this new guy in there, he'll work. Let me confirm this is my issue. So let me put this working guy in. The sound's completely different. I mean, it's still loud, but I think that's actually normal now. Okay, so we got a lot of noise. I'm gonna destroy this disc, aren't I? So I'm just trying to work out where the sound might be coming from. Oh, it should, okay, there we go. Yo, all right, I'm gonna see if this if this reads the game. So it reads the game just fine, but once it started running for a while, it started making this noise that it wasn't making before. So I think what we need to do is take a look at the laser gears. I did get some grease, so maybe we need a little bit of grease in there. So let's go ahead, grease everything up. I'm not going to bother testing it again once I do. We're just going to move straight on to disassembling the rest of the unit, getting it cleaned, and then we'll do a final test once that's been done. I probably shouldn't be working on this with the disc in the tray. That's probably stupid. It's a little bit of gunk in here, not much. I expected this to be a whole lot dirtier. Okay, that should help a little bit. Man, I've tried to ignore it, but it just looks like there's spider webs in here, so I'm going to need to take a look at the spindle too. We should reassemble it and make sure I didn't break anything, and see if that dealt with the noise and try to troubleshoot it further. But I'm so tired of looking at this thing. So we're going to move on with the disassembly. Okay, so I've already cleaned a ton of this, just as we've gone, but it still needs a deeper clean. There's still a lot of dust I just can't get to. So I'm just going to start removing screws until things come out, and we're just going to do that for a while until I have all the plastics, and then we'll clean those proper. Okay. Let's not make this video about repairing ribbon cables. Here's the inside of our shell. We have a little bit of dirt around the battery compartment. Oh, a dead bug. I want to try to repair this guy instead of just replacing him. So here's what I'm thinking. Since the problem is that it spins, I probably just need to like glue it in place. And I know that the positioning of it is important, so I probably shouldn't have moved it at all yet. I'm just gonna match him up to the guy that's in here, and then I'll know that he's in the right position. We've got him in the right position. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply a tiny amount of glue to the side. I've made a mess. We'll give him some time to dry while we finish reassembly.
While the glue on that dries, I went ahead and started cleaning the plastics. This took forever as well. The little feet that were on there had like dissolved, melted. I don't know what to call it, but there was like this really sticky white, almost epoxy type stuff all over my Wii, which isn't what you want. So I spent like 30 minutes with some Goo Gone, some isopropyl alcohol, and a pokey pointy scrapey thing, and just got all of it off there. You could probably use a loofah instead if you catch it in time. But anyways, this was 4.5 hours of footage, so if you're enjoying it and still watching it for some reason, maybe you should consider subscribing. It's free and it helps the channel out a lot. Alright, moment of truth. Takes the disc, spinning. Yes! Now there's still some finishing touches that I think this needs before we can really call it done. Obviously, it doesn't have any of the panels, so I bought some replacement ones. And then since all of the feet had just evaporated, I went ahead and got new rubbers to slap on this thing, as well as a base to match it all. Once all that was done, I figured it was as finished as it was going to be. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you'd like to see more just like it, please subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Consistency is key. Nobody ever said you had to be consistently good.